Hi, this is Marianne Schultz at App Shopper, and this is a look at Twitterific 5 for iPhone and iPad. This is a new Twitter client developed by the Icon Factory. It's hitting the App Store tonight at a special introductory price of $2.99. Now, Twitterific has actually been around for iOS since 2010, but this is a complete rewrite of the app from the ground up with a brand new interface and new features. Now, just to step you through it, this is the App Shopper account here. It has all the basics you'd expect in kind of the standard Twitter client. Here's the timeline view. Of course, it has an inline browser, so if there's an article you want to read, you can just tap on that and be taken to that article. It does have support for read later services, so I already have Pocket set up, for example. So if I wanted to save this article to Pocket, I can do that here, and of course do other things with the URL, the link for this particular article. Stepping back out of there, if I find a tweet that I want to do something with, icons that are become visible when I tap on it so I can reply to a user. I can retweet it to my followers. I can mark it as a favorite. Cute little sound that goes along with that. And this ellipsis in the bottom right corner gives me additional options, so I can see the discussion around a particular tweet, translate it, and a few more options as you can read here. Now, there are also gestures available, so if I didn't want to use these icons, I could just swipe to the right, and that gives me a quick shortcut to reply to a tweet. And I can swipe to the left to see that conversation view. So those are nice little shortcuts that you can use. Of course, creating a new tweet, I can just tap on that icon in the top right corner here, and that brings me the new tweet. New tweet window, and a nice little sound goes along with that as well. You can also search, so if I go to, oops, I didn't mean to show you that quite yet, tap too long. Searching Twitter, you can look for tweets for trending topics, other people on Twitter. Pretty easily. And of course, at the top of the timeline, just going back to that view, I got a new tweet up there and a little notification. You can also view your mentions, your direct messages using those icons at the top. Now, it also works in landscape mode. So I've been using it in portrait orientation. I'm going to switch this. So my video should switch as well. And there you go. So landscape mode works. This is an iPhone 5. Next, I want to show you the multiple account support. So I've got 3 accounts. I'm going to tap and hold on that that icon in the top right or left corner rather. Shows you all the accounts that I have set up here. So switch to my personal account. So you can see that. So pretty easy to switch here as well. You can jump to here. I can view my own profile. There's a link here. I can't edit it. So that's kind of a pro feature, if you will, that's missing in Twitterific 5, but not a huge deal. I'm not quite sure how often you want to edit your own profile, but you can't do it with Twitterific. Now, one thing, or I should say kind of one of the main features of Twitterific 5 is how customizable it is. So if I go here to that, I can change the font. I've got 5 font options to choose from. I can change font size easily to super, super tiny as to be unusable, at least for me, and then enormous. You can also do the same thing with the profile images or icons that are for each user. Oops, let me get that menu to come back up. So I can use that to change those sizes. I can even change the line spacing of tweets as well, so to make things more readable, just depending on your preferences. There are also 2 themes here. So this is the light theme. I'm going to switch it to the dark theme. I really like the dark theme. This feels metro-y to me, but I still really like it. You can have Twitterific switch to, I keep doing that, it's jumping to the top. I'm going to talk about that in a second because that's been something that's been bothering me about Twitterific 5. But you can, oops, I went to the wrong menu. I want to go here. So settings. So here's where you can control things like the sync services and etc. But this is where you can choose this option, this dark theme at night. And with that selected, what Twitterific will do will switch to the dark theme automatically at 7 p.m. based on the time on your phone, and then switch back to the day theme, the light theme, at 7 a.m. the next morning. Now, this hasn't worked for me completely. It's maybe a little buggy there. I'm sure that's easy to fix, but that's a nice little option. I actually like to keep in the dark theme most of the time, but I can't do that here because it's harder for you guys to see in the video, so I'm going to turn that off. But walking through the settings here, while I'm here, you can see sync services. You can use iCloud through Apple or TweetMarker to keep your timeline location synced across multiple devices. You can choose a sync behavior, whether it goes to, it just shows the marker of where you're at or scrolls to that marker. Turn your notification sounds on or off. Have a unified timeline so you can choose to see your mentions and whatnot in the main timeline view or separate. If you don't want to and you just want to be able to go to a different tab to look at those. Now, there are a couple of problems that I have been having with Twitterific, and that was one of them I just kind of accidentally showed you. I'm going to switch back to the light theme so it's easier for you to see. But these buttons across the top, especially in portrait orientation, so I'll switch back to that, it's hard to hit those. For whatever reason, I keep accidentally invoking that jump to the top of the timeline when I'm actually aiming for one of those. So these tap targets just feel really small. I don't really have this problem with other apps, so I do feel like there's something in Twitterific about how these are set up that is kind of driving me crazy. So I lose my place in my timeline quite a bit, and that's been a little frustrating. Of course, I'm not trying to make you dizzy here, but I do want to try to find one of these ellipses, and of course I don't think I'm going to be able to find one since I'm recording a video. But I'm going to have to scroll really back. Forgive me. I'm sorry if I'm making you sick. That is not my intention here. I'm just trying to find, there, I think I just passed one. Just trying to find this to show you. Nope. 47 minutes ago, 48. I must have missed it. At any rate, Twitterific does not load a lot of tweets, so if I've not been keeping up and it's been several hours since I last read Twitter, when I go to try to catch up, and I do that, and I know that most people maybe view Twitter as kind of a more real-time thing, and I can understand that, but for me, I just really like to go back and see, what I missed. So the ability to do that, there, found one. Okay, so you see this little ellipsis here, that's a break, so that last tweet there, that one from App Shopper, was 2 hours ago, and then it skips a bunch of tweets to go to the one that was 4 hours ago. So if I tap on this, it will load additional tweets. And I find that I have to keep doing that to load enough tweets to kind of fix that break in the timeline. And I don't have to do that with Tweetbot. That's the Twitter client I normally use, and it's never ever been an issue in Tweetbot. It is here with Twitterific. Again, it just depends on how you use Twitter. If that's not something you need to do to go back in time, if you will, might not be an issue for you, but it is for me. But overall, I think Twitterific 5 is a gorgeous, gorgeous Twitter client. You can read more in my written review over at App Shopper. If you're watching this video on YouTube, check out the link in the video description. But that's it. That's all I have for you on Twitterific 5 right now, and thank you so much for watching.